This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to Keeping Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger joined, as always, by Bart Steinler. We've been talking about 401ks. Should you roll them over? Should you not roll them over? Smart ways to minimize taxes and penalties on your required minimum distributions, and making sure you're looking at tax-efficient withdrawal strategies when it's time to retire. All things that I think people probably don't think enough about, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, we were talking about 401ks, and I had to mention this, and I'm not trying to pick on anyone. Earlier when we were talking about the guy on the billboards, I was picking on him, but I'm not picking on him. But what's always funny to me is, in the same breath that we say sometimes it makes sense to leave your money in a 401k, how often do we see clients who have a 401k and the company that has the 401k calls them to have them roll it over into an IRA? And here's my question. If it's your 401k, in order to have them roll it to an IRA, aren't you basically admitting your 401k is not that good? Because you're basically saying, fiduciary, if I'm acting in your best interest and I'm having you roll your money over in the same company that your money's already in, I'm basically saying this product is better than the one I've had you in for 20 years.
That's an interesting way of thinking about it, but yeah.
I mean, that's basically what they're saying, right?
Yeah. How come, go right back to them and say, how come what you're offering me now you weren't offering me for the last 20 years that I've been here?
If you had this all along, why weren't we doing that in my 401k? Just an interesting thought.
Yep.
All right, so if you are divorced or widowed, USA Today put out some rules on kind of boosting your Social Security spousal benefits that I thought were, kind of worth going over and stuff. Keep in mind that there are old rules, new rules, because remember the new law that was enacted a couple of years ago prohibits people born after 1954 from using what's called the restricted application. But boy, oh boy, if you were born before 1954, that restricted application can actually really boost your benefits, because it allows you to claim your spousal benefits while you allow your own benefits to grow. So if you are older than 64 years old, about to be 65, that is definitely something to make sure you understand, because it's beneficial.
Here again, the powers to be, being our government, chooses a specific date on 1954.
Right.
So married or divorced women who were born before January 2nd, 1954.
Yep.
So if you're born on or after January 2nd, but if you're born January 1st, you're in.
Can you imagine being born January 3rd? You're like, wait a minute. What the heck?
How did I miss this, Well, you could blame your parents,
Right.
If they would have gotten started on that child family planning a day or two earlier, you wouldn't be in this situation.
Right. Obviously, we talk about this a lot, but, don't file early. Unless you really have to. The amount of money you're giving up by filing at age 62, it's a huge amount of money over a long period of time. Unless you really need to, or there's extenuating circumstances, which those exist. Maybe your longevity isn't great. Maybe you're not in good health. You haven't taken care of yourself. Maybe your family genetics just indicate that longevity is, less likely.
Right.
But definitely look at that and consider how that's going to work. If you're married, this is talking about, being divorced or widowed. One way you can increase your divorced or widowed benefits is to think about maximizing your benefits when you're together. So what a lot of times people do, we see people all the time say, well, we're going to retire and then we're going to file for Social Security. And quite frankly, sometimes it always makes sense to do the calculations, but sometimes it makes sense to stagger the filing so that one of you maybe can maximize your benefit, which someday could be the other spouse's. Well, it will be one of you. It'll be your only Social Security benefit. Mm-hmm. So, for instance, you may both at full retirement age, you may both get $2,000 a month. But if one of you waited till 70, you may get $2,700 a month. And I'm not saying those numbers are exact. I'm just throwing numbers out there. Well, when one of you passes away, the $2,700 is what will keep coming in. Well, that's $700 more a month than what would have had you both filed and received $2,000. Big difference.
Yeah, and here again, this is an example where it pays to have an advisor that you can kind of run these different scenarios through. A lot of times there may be money in your portfolio or money in your retirement account, and it may make more sense to take some of that money in your retirement account and use more of it for the next, from age 62 to 68 or age 62 to 70 or whatever your situation, works out to be, and use that money to live off of to allow your Social Security benefit to grow.
Right.
And unless you sit down and look at the scenarios both ways, you just don't know. So don't make that hair-trigger decision to just start pulling it at 62. Also, there was an interesting thing in this article that is a brochure, What Every Woman Should Know About Social Security. And it talked, among other things, about, if you're about ready to go through a divorce and you're just shy of 10 years, that it may be beneficial for you to wait to 10 years so that you can be married 10 years before signing the divorce decree, because that enables you to have benefits from your spouse's Social Security.
And I would like to say that the Social Security Administration is extremely sexist in calling the brochure What Every Woman Should Know, because it really should say what every spouse that earns less than their spouse should know, because that's what it's really geared towards. It's geared toward the lower earning spouse.
Yes.
So for them calling it what they've called it, they're kind of missing the boat. Because if you're a stay-at-home dad and your wife's a surgeon, you should read this brochure as well. It applies to you also.
Yeah.
But yeah, spousal benefits are interesting. People don't think about. I know I had this conversation with my mom one time, and we were discussing. Her and my dad are divorced, and we were discussing Social Security, and I mentioned to her she should file for spouse benefits, and she said, well, I can't. And I said, well, why not? And she said, well, your dad and I aren't married anymore. I said, that doesn't matter. She said, well, he's not filing for Social Security. And I said, well, that doesn't matter either.
Still doesn't matter.
That also doesn't matter. People don't understand sometimes how those benefits work. Same thing with Survivor. If your spouse passed away, you may qualify for not only your own Social Security, but also widower's Social Security. But in order to qualify for that, if you're thinking about getting remarried, don't do it before age 60, because that will then eliminate that as a possibility for you. So,
or at least consider that. I mean, you may want to consider that and get married anyway, but
I guess
really Jamie wouldn't.
It's really that important. Well, let me clarify. I think that we are needlessly penalized for being married in this country a lot of times.
Right.
So if I were 59 and a half years old, I'm actually very thinking that, yes, the financial ramifications would outweigh the undying love of getting married 6 months earlier. So if that doesn't make me a romantic, then I guess I fail in that category. All right, coming up, we're going to wrap up the show and send you to the weekend right here on the Keeping Your Money Show.
It's never too late to plan for your future, and the Keeping Your Money Show can help. Our team of advisors can answer questions you may have about investing your money. Through Securities America, Inc., our advisors offer a diversified and comprehensive list of quality products and services. Call the Keeping Your Money Show at 1-888-98-MONEY or visit keepingyourmoney.com to schedule your free consultation.
You throw over $1,000 a month into local wishing wells.
Of course, you idiot, because I'm wishing for more money.
This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steinler.
All right, welcome back to Keep Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger joined, as always, by Mr. Bart Steinler. Another show in the books. If you're just tuning in, maybe you're getting ready to listen to, I don't know, what do we got this week? Is there football this weekend?
I mean the Big Ten championship's over. There's no college football.
Yeah.
I guess you could be.
I mean, we have some of those like
hockey and basketball.
I was going to say, I think we have some of those fringe bowl games starting here soon. I was looking through the list of bowl games. You see some of these?
The one that Michigan State's in, I never heard of it before.
I hadn't either. I don't even remember what it was now, but yeah, there were a couple of them.
I was like the Brown Box Bowl game or something. I don't know.
No, it was the Red Box one.
Oh, the Red Box one.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, because
I thought it was Red Fox at first, but I don't know why he'd be sponsoring a bowl.
Yeah, some of them that were, I was like, what on earth is this? So
for you younger people, Red Fox was a comedian, had a TV show at one time.
Did you see? Laura was like, oh, thanks for clearing that up. But yeah, tune in earlier next time if you missed any part of the show, or you can find us on iTunes. Just go to iTunes, Google Play Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, or Stitcher and search for the Keeping Your Money Show. You can find us on the web. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/keepingyourmoney. You're also always welcome to call us. That toll-free number is 888-98-MONEY, which is 888-986-6639. Well, the holidays are approaching. You'll probably be sitting around the table, talking to people in your family. Some of them maybe planned, some of them maybe didn't. Sadly, as we get into our 50s and 60s, everybody around us probably knows if we're the people that did or didn't, right?
Yes.
I mean, we all have those people in our family like, what are we going to do with Aunt Jo? You know? She's probably never going to retire. But, you know, we joke, but, I mean, it really is. It's kind of like when somebody passes away in your family, it makes you think about life insurance and planning and making good decisions. And you know, if somebody gets sick, it makes you think about your health insurance. Somebody gets in a car accident, it makes you think about your car insurance. Holidays have a way of getting us to think about a lot of things. You probably have someone in your family who's retired. Many of them may be successfully retired. And I will tell you that the way that they got there is to plan that ahead of time. They didn't show up at the airport and just try to get on the plane. They bought the ticket a long time ago. And that's what you need to do as well when it comes to your retirement. If you do not have a plan for how you're going to draw income out of the assets you've saved, I think we illustrated a bunch of times today that the likelihood of you succeeding at a level you should be succeeding at is greatly reduced without a plan. So give us a call. We'd love to help you with a roadmap, give you an income strategy on how you're going to withdraw assets, and we would love to do that. The first consultation and appointment is always free, no obligation. Just give us a call, 888-986-6639, or send me an email, info, that's INFO, at keepingyourmoney.com. For everybody here at the Keeping Your Money Studios, thanks for listening. Dan Van Singel, Shane Thorson, Nate Boonstra, Troy Fox, my compadre, Bart Steinler, our wonderful producer, Laura Reinauer. I'm Jamie Westenbarger. Have a fantastic weekend.
Registered representatives offer securities through Securities America, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Financial advisors offer advisory services through Securities America Advisors, Inc. Forest Hills Financial, Inc. and Securities America are separate entities.